Don't buy an Ooni Karu 12 without watching this video. I've been having this for 1 year and I'm going to tell you all you need to know to make a proper purchase. In this review, we're going to touch upon 3 points. First of all is the quality. Second point is ease of use, how easy it is to actually make pizzas. And the third one is cleaning maintenance and all the things I wish I knew before I purchased this Ooni oven. So let's start off with the quality. If you look around, there are no particular problems with the oven. It still looks brand new. Of course, it's a little bit dirty because, well, I don't clean it all the time. But in terms of functionality, there's no issues, there's no problem whatsoever. I think a couple of things to notice is if you come here, this is where there's the wood burning. So there's a little bit of blemishing around, but I think that's quite normal. To be honest, I don't really mind too much. And it's been totally my fault, but I slightly ruined the plastic leg over here when an amber fell down and just burned this. But other than that, I think it's as sturdy as when I first bought it. Everything still works. Things go in and out in a smooth way. Even the front, this has always been very nice and solid and everything is fine. If you look at the stone, which of course you can remove, and we made a pizza yesterday. I think it's important so you see how it looks after you've made a pizza, especially when we touched upon the cleaning and maintenance. And this is the stone. We just made a pizza yesterday, so this is some messing from the pizzas, but I'll show you how we clean it in the third part of this review. And then this is the thing I wanted to show you. It's getting a bit dirty here, so this is the tray where you put the wood. And again, cleaning and maintenance, you'll need to deal with this once you make pizza, so let me just quickly empty this. If you look at the tray, this looks a little bit rusty. It kind of got rusty straight away. So after the first few times, it was like this. It's still very sturdy, doesn't really change the functionality per se. So just something to bear in mind. Now let's talk about the ease of use. And this is a little bit of a sour point for me because there's so many people that absolutely adore the Ooni Karu 12. As I'm sure you know, as you're watching this review and I'm sure you've done a lot of research, this is the dual fuel Ooni oven. So your standard, it's wood burning. You can have then the gas attachment. When you have the wood burning, I find that it's a bit of a hit and miss. So Ooni sells you their own wood, which of course is cut to size and it's perfectly dense, and it's great for making the pizza because you only need 3 or 4 sticks, you get to temperature and everything works. The reality is that, it's more expensive than just making, getting your own normal wood, making your own normal wood. And I find that when I use the wood, from the woods that you see behind me, it's a lot more difficult to find consistency because the pieces of wood can be different sizes. So it can take longer or shorter to get the Ooni into temperature. The other thing is that also the amount of little wood that you need to burn changes because again, not everything looks exactly the same. And all this thing to tell you that the ease of use is a little bit more complicated, especially when you're making loads of pizzas, because not only you're making loads of pizzas, you also need to deal with how much wood do I make? I need to cut the wood to size. So it can be a little bit painful, but if you enjoy that kind of stuff or you're okay to buy the Ooni wood, then that's fine. Or you can go ahead and do a little bit of experiment to find the perfect wood because you need the flame. At the same time, you need a very high heat output from the wood so that you get the temperature you need to cook the pizza. Then the other thing to bear in mind is that the Ooni stone is not very thick. So as you can see, it's probably 1 centimeter. And that's important when you're making loads of pizzas because when you put the pizza on the stone, the temperature goes down, you cook your first pizza. But what does it mean? That you need to bring the temperature back up again. So more wood in the tray, you have to wait a little bit. So if you have to make like 10 pizzas, between each of the pizzas, you need to let about 5 minutes go by. So something to bear in mind, especially if you have a big family and screaming kids that want loads of pizza straight away. But assuming you got all the wood sorted, you get this thing to temperature, you can maintain the temperature, then everything else is quite easy. The shape is very compact. You can put pizza in and out in a very easy manner. The peel fits perfectly. So it's a fantastic solution to making pizza at home and making everybody really happy about it. And now for the third part, cleaning and maintenance, and what I wish I knew before I bought the Ooni Karu 12. So in terms of cleaning, it's pretty easy. I usually use baby wipes, or you can use some neutral detergent. You just kind of spray and everything kind of gets cleaned by itself. Super easy. Before, when the season ends, I do a more thorough cleaning where I actually use a hose. I hose everything down in the middle so you get rid of the soot, and then make sure you pat it dry because you don't want to store these things with anything wet. Of course, there's also special materials you can use for the steel to make it super shiny. I don't bother with it, but if you are super clean freak, you can go and do that. Now, the other thing is what to do with the pizza tray. So the pizza tray, it's one of those things that you want to clean because when you start making your first pizza, if you have a clean one, then the base is really nice. There are two ways you can do it. This one is removable, as I showed you, so you can wash it in water and soap and with a scour. My preferred way, and which I advise you to do it, is just let the oven clean it for you. Scusa. Let it clean it for you. So if you bring this to a really, really high temperature, if you bring this to like 450, 500 degrees Celsius, you will see that the stove will get so hot, it will burn everything, and everything will just form into dust. And then you just swipe it out, and it's much easier. So what I do, for instance, you tend to have the majority of the dirt at the front, while the majority of the heat is at the back. So what you would do is that you put the dirtier bit towards the fire, close it, bring it to super high temperature, let all of that clean off, do a gentle wipe, and then you start making your own pizza. So basically you clean it at the beginning of every cook. Now let's talk about what I wish I knew when I bought this. I think the most important thing you need to realize when you're buying an Ooni Karu 12, as opposed to, for instance, a gas oven or a pellet oven, is that you really need to love dealing with the wood. I'm now going back to the wood because that's key. I mean, this is a wood firing oven. So dealing with the wood is central to making your pizza. And I must admit, I underestimated that. I feel that managing the wood, especially when cooking for a lot of people, it's a lot of work because you need to prepare it, because you need to make sure you keep fueling it. Then you have a situation where you're making the first pizza, then you're serving it, you want to eat the first pizza together with your friends, but at the same time, this thing will drop in temperature. So you need to be here putting new wood in. So the actual maintenance throughout, especially if you're doing like a party where you want to, have a beer with your friends, look after the kids, it's something you need to factor in. So in fact, one of the things I'm going to be doing now is buying the gas attachment because I really think that I would be using this a lot more with a gas attachment. Now you can say, but I buy the wood because I want to have the smoky, woody flavor to your pizza. We can have a discussion there. My opinion is that when the pizzas cook in 90 seconds, which is the case in these ovens, that's not enough time to absorb any wood smell. So the reality is that I don't think the wood adds any particular benefit other than saying I'm cooking with wood. It's definitely a nice, compact machine. You can watch my review when I first bought it. I'll show you how to assemble it. I'll show you how to store it. It stores great. It assembles really easily. The quality is there. So after 1 year, pretty much is the same as when I unboxed it. So to wrap it up, I'm still super happy I bought it. With the gas attachment, I feel it will complement it. So if you're a small group, 4 or 5 people, we use the wood. It's fun, it's authentic, it's really Italian, so we can do it. When I'm doing a bigger party, stick on the gas, don't worry about it, and just keep delivering pizzas to the guests. Everybody's gonna be happy. And the fact that this oven can do wood and gas is absolutely unique, and it's a fantastic feature of this oven. I hope you enjoyed this review, and make sure to keep making pizzas.